Good evening, loves. You know me. I always want to talk about something that's quite raw. So, this episode is for the you that feels like you're not enough, for the you that lies awake at night wondering, why am I even here? Would anyone really miss me if I stop trying? Is there something wrong with me that I just can't fix? If your life has dragged you through so much that you've started to question your entire existence, then this podcast is for you. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to prove anything. You just have to be here and let my words sit beside you for a while. I'm not here to give you fluffy, surface level nonsense. I'm here to sit with you in it, in the heaviness, in the ache, in the part of you that doesn't see the point anymore. So let's start with this. You are not broken, you are hurt. And hurt people don't need fixing. They need holding, understanding, and gentleness, especially from themselves. Today, I want these words to be like warm hands around your heart, holding the cracked pieces without rushing you to get better. Why you feel not enough? Let's tell the truth. People don't just wake up one day feeling like they're not enough. That feeling is built layer by layer, like bricks in a wall. Maybe your wall started in childhood. A parent who was too busy, too stressed, too ill, or too broken themselves to really see you. A teacher who made you feel stupid, lazy, or too much, or not enough because you didn't fit their tiny little box. Other kids who learned to aim their own pain at you, teasing, excluding, bullying, until you started to believe the problem must be you. Maybe your wall grew taller with every relationship where you gave everything and got crumbs back. Every friend you showed up for who disappeared when you needed them. Time you were told to stop being dramatic. You just get over it, or it's not that deep. Bit by bit, the message started to sink in. I must be the issue. I am the common denominator. If I were better, they would stay, they would understand, and I would be loved properly. And when life keeps proving that painful theory right, your brain starts to carve it in like stone. I am not enough. Not enough what? Not enough anything. Not smart enough, pretty enough, calm enough, hardworking enough, thin enough, funny enough, successful enough, healed enough. The problem is enough keeps moving. Every time you think you're close, the bar shifts yet again. So of course you're exhausted. Of course you question your existence. Living like that is not living, it's surviving. Why it hurts so deeply. That feeling of not enough isn't just a thought, it's a wound. It hurts so much because it touches your most basic human needs. The need to belong, the need to feel safe, the need to feel like you matter. When you feel not enough, your whole system goes into quiet emergency mode. Your body hears, I am not enough, and it translates it as, I am not safe. I might feel abandoned. I could be rejected at any moment. Your nervous system doesn't shrug that off. It reacts. That's why you might feel a tight chest, a heavy sinking stomach, that lump in your throat, the urge to cry for no reason, or the opposite, completely numb, like you've run out of feelings. That ache inside you is not a weakness. It's your heart saying, I have gone too long without being properly loved, seen, and understood. It hurts because somewhere deep down you know you deserve more than what you've been given. You've just been taught to question, minimize, or deny that knowing. You questioning your existence is not a failure. If you've reached a point where you've started to question your whole existence, I want you to hear this clearly. That does not make you weak. It makes you honest. It means your soul is refusing to stay on autopilot, pretending everything's fine when it isn't. Your pain is telling the truth about what you have lived through. Questioning what is the point doesn't mean there is no point. It means the way you've been living isn't sustainable for your heart anymore. You weren't meant to drag yourself through the feeling unwanted, unimportant, and unseen. That isn't a sign that you're failing at life. It's a sign that life, as it has been, is failing you. You were never meant to carry this alone. So let's pause. Place a hand on your chest if you can. Don't overthink it. Just do it gently. Feel that heartbeat. That rhythm has been there through every moment you thought you wouldn't survive. Every night you cried quietly so nobody would worry. Every time you swallowed your feelings because other people have it worse. You've walked through so many storms that people never saw. You've held yourself together when you wanted to fall apart. Just for that alone, you deserve more kindness than you've ever been given. You were never supposed to heal entirely alone. You were never supposed to be your own parent, therapist, best friend, crisis worker, and cheerleader, all rolled into one, with no one holding you. If you feel like you're failing at coping, it might simply be that you have been trying to carry a 5-person job on one pair of shoulders. There is nothing wrong with you. There is something wrong with what you've had to carry. The lie at the core. I am the problem. Let's go right into the centre of that pain. Underneath all the layers, there is usually a sentence that feels like truth. It's me. I am the problem. Not they hurt me. Not what happened was wrong. Not I didn't get what I needed, but I am too much. I am not enough. If I were different, they would treat me better. That idea doesn't come from nowhere. It often begins in childhood when your brain is still wiring itself. Kids have to believe the adults are right to feel safe. So if you've ignored, blamed, criticised, or left alone with big feelings, the brain thinks, I must be the issue. It can't be them. I need them to be okay. You absorb that story, and then as an adult, you apply it to everything. Did someone leave? It's me. Did someone use you? It's me. Did someone fail you? It's me. Did someone break your trust? It's me. So when you're sitting there questioning your existence, what you're really asking is, if I am the problem, why am I here at all? But I want you to gently flip that question. What if you were never the problem? What if your existence was never the mistake, but other people's actions and the systems around you were? You are not a performance, you are a person. Somewhere along the way, you were taught that your worth is a performance. If you achieve enough, if you look a certain way, if you never inconvenience anyone, if you're always okay, always strong, always the helper, then you're allowed to stay. Then you're acceptable, then you're good enough. So you learn to put on armour, the strong one, the funny one, the chill one, the clever one, the one that never complains, the one that rescues everyone else. And yet when you go home and the door closes, the mask falls off And there you are, tired, lonely, questioning everything, wondering if anyone would really love the unfiltered you, the messy you, the you that isn't performing. Here's the truth your armour doesn't want you to know. You were never meant to be loved for your performance. You were meant to be loved for your presence, for the way your laugh slips out unexpectedly, for the way you care too deeply, for the way you notice things others walk past, for the way your mind works in its own strange, beautiful pattern. You are not a show, you are a soul. A small exercise meeting the hurting part of you. If you feel able, try this with me. If not, just listen, that's okay too. Close your eyes for a moment, or relax and soften your gaze. I want you to imagine a version of you standing a few steps in front of you. This might be you right now, or a younger you, a teenager, or a child. They are carrying the feeling of, I am not enough. You can see it on their face, the tiredness, the sadness, the doubt. Just imagine them there. Now ask them a question silently in your mind. What happened to you that made you believe you weren't enough? Notice what comes up. Maybe it's an image, a memory, a specific person's name, a sentence you were told, a moment you felt completely alone. You don't have to analyse it, just notice. Now imagine stepping closer to that version of you. You don't need the perfect words. Just picture yourself reaching out and taking their hand, or placing a hand on their shoulder, and tell them in your own way, you should never have had to go through that. You did nothing to deserve that. You were always enough. They just couldn't see it. I'm so sorry you learned to hate yourself just to survive. Feel how your chest responds, even just slightly, to those words. That part of you doesn't need you to fix the past. It needs you to finally stop blaming them for what others did or didn't do. What you are enough even when you don't feel it. Why you are enough even when you don't feel it. Let's talk about enough. Enough isn't a number. It isn't a size, a salary, a grade, a follower count, or a productivity score. Enough is the truth that you are complete as a human being the moment you exist. Babies do nothing except eat, cry, sleep, and make a mess, and yet we never look at them and say, they're not enough. We hold them and say, you are precious, I love you, I'm glad you're here. You were that baby once, before the comments, before the comparisons, before the heartbreaks and disappointments, before the world taught you to value yourself based on your output. Somewhere along the way, you internalized a lie. I have to be more to deserve more. But the truth is, you deserve love not because of what you do, but because of who you are. Living, breathing, feeling, caring, hurting, hoping. Every part of you proves you're human, not a machine. The reality. Life did fail you in places. We can't rebuild your sense of self-worth on top of denial. So let's say this clearly. There were times when life failed you, when people who were supposed to protect you didn't, when systems that should have helped you ignored you, when friends or partners should have been kind and they chose cruelty or indifference instead. You didn't imagine those wounds. You didn't exaggerate them. They left marks. But here's something powerful. Your brain may have told you, if they treated me like that, I am not enough. But the more accurate statement is, if they treated me like that, something in them was not okay. Their inability to love you, stay loyal, be kind, or show up was about their limits, their wounds, their patterns. You built your identity around their failures, and that was never fair on you. You have been carrying the verdicts of people who were never qualified to judge your worth. It is time to start quietly, gently returning those verdicts. Rewriting the story from what's wrong with me to what happened to me. The question, what is wrong with me, keeps you stuck. It makes you hunt for flaws and call it self-awareness. A more honest question is, what happened to me? What did I go through? Why have I been carrying? What have I been carrying? What have I ever been allowed to what have I never been allowed to express? It moves the focus from I am broken to I am hurt, and healing is possible. You are not a faulty human. You are a human with history. You didn't become this version of you for no reason. Every coping mechanism, every wall, every shutdown, every outburst, every people-pleasing habit was at some point a survival tool. You might not like those patterns now. You might want to outgrow them. That's okay. But shame won't help you change. Compassion will. Remembering you deserve a great life. Let's talk about this. Not just staying alive, not just coping, not just managing. You deserve a great life. And I know part of you might flinch at that. A great life, me, with my past, with my mistakes, with my mess. Yes, you. You don't need to be perfect to deserve joy. You don't need to be healed beyond recognition. You don't need a clean, shiny story. You deserve moments that make you forget you ever doubted yourself. People who feel like home, not a test. Work or creativity that lights something up inside you. Rest that doesn't come with guilt. Love that doesn't make you shrink yourself to fit. A great life isn't a constant high. It's a life where you feel allowed to exist as you are, grow at your pace, and be loved in the middle of the process. Tiny steps back to yourself. You don't need a complete life overhaul today. You don't even need to believe every word I'm saying yet. But I want to offer you some tiny human-sized steps that begin to move you from I am not enough towards I am allowed to be here as I am. You can choose one or none, or come back later. Start catching the voice. When you hear I'm not enough in your mind, pause and ask, whose voice does this actually sound like? A parent, a teacher, an ex, a group of kids, your own voice from a time you were really hurting? You don't have to argue with it. Just notice, oh, that's not actually my true self. That's an echo. Labeling it as an echo creates distance. You are the one hearing the voice, not the voice itself. Speak to yourself like you would to a friend. If your closest friend came to you and said, I don't think I'm enough, I don't know why I'm here, you would never say, you're right, you're pointless. You would say things like, I'm so sorry you feel this way. It makes sense after everything you've lived through. You matter to me so much. I'm glad you're here. You deserve that same kindness, even if it feels fake at first. You can whisper to yourself, I know you're hurting, I see how hard you've tried, you don't deserve what happened, I'm not giving up on you. You don't have to go straight to, I love myself. Start with, I'm willing to try being on my own side just a bit. Let yourself need people. You are allowed to need support. That might mean reaching out to a trusted friend and saying, hey, I'm not okay, I don't need fixing, I just need someone to know I'm struggling. Talking to a therapist, a counsellor or support service, if that's accessible, and saying the words you've been swallowing. Joining spaces, online or in person, where people are also unlearning, not enough. Spaces where being vulnerable is normal, not weird. Needing help doesn't prove you're broken, it proves you're human. Collect evidence you are not the story in your head. Your mind is brilliant at collecting evidence against you. One rejection equals no one ever wants me. One mistake equals I ruin everything. One bad day equals my life will always be like this. So today start collecting the tiniest scraps of evidence that challenge that. Did someone appreciate you? Write it down. Did you keep going when you wanted to give up? Note it. Did a stranger smile at you? Did you make yourself a meal? Did you take a shower, even though you felt heavy? Did you rest instead of pushing yourself? These small things are not meaningless. They are proof that even when you feel like giving up on yourself, some part of you is still choosing life. That part of you deserves respect. If your mind ever goes to very dark places, if your thoughts ever go beyond what's the point into, I don't want to be here anymore, or everyone will be better off without me, I want you to know something important. You are not attention seeking. You are connection starved, hope starved, support starved. Those thoughts don't mean you truly don't matter. They mean the pain has become so heavy that your brain is trying to imagine a way out. If you ever feel like you might act on those thoughts, please reach out for help. Call your local emergency or crisis services. Reach a trusted person if you can. Use crisis helplines or text services where you can talk to someone who understands. You do not have to carry those thoughts alone in the dark. Let someone else into the room with you. Your existence matters more than your mind is telling you it does right now. A guided moment remembering you are allowed to stay. Let's do one more little moment together. If it's safe to do so, close your eyes, take a slow breath in and then out. Imagine you're standing somewhere that feels neutral or peaceful to you. It could be a real place or imagined, a forest, a beach, a quiet room, your bed, a field, anywhere. In front of you is a door. Behind that door is your life. Not some perfect fantasy, but the real, evolving, messy life that could still unfold for you. You stand there with all your doubts, all your pain, all the stories of not being enough. And then imagine a future version of you walking up beside you. This version of you has more peace than you do now. They've survived some things you haven't faced yet. They look at you with so much compassion. They don't rush you. They don't force you. They just say, I'm so glad you stayed. You have no idea what's coming that will make staying worth it. There will be people who see you, moments that make your chest warm and your eyes tear up in a good way. Things you haven't created yet, haven't felt yet, haven't discovered yet. And then they say the one thing you've needed someone to say for a very long time. You have always been enough to be here, exactly as you are. Your existence was never a mistake. Feel those words as if they're being spoken into your chest. I have always been enough to be here. My existence was never a mistake. You don't have to fully believe it yet. Just let it land somewhere inside, even as a tiny seed. Take another breath in and out. When you're ready, imagine you and that future you walking towards that door together. You don't have to fling it open. You can just place your hand on the handle and decide, I am willing to consider that I might deserve more than the life my pain has designed me for. The willingness is powerful. It's a beginning. If you're hearing my voice right now, you have survived 100% of your worst days so far. Every heartbreak, every betrayal, every lonely night, every morning you didn't want to wake up, you are still here. You may not feel brave, you may not feel strong, but endurance is a kind of courage too. You are not a burden, you are not pointless, you are not too broken to love. You are a human being carrying heavy stories, learning how to put some of them down. You are allowed to rest, to ask for help, to cry, rage, feel nothing, feel everything, to try again, to start small, to demand better for yourself than the bare minimum you've been taught to accept. And most of all, you are allowed to exist without constantly earning your place. You are enough. Not one day, not when you improve, not once you've healed, now, breathing and listening to this. Thank you for staying. Thank you for being here, even when you're not sure why. I'm proud of you in ways you can't see yet, and I hope even if just for a moment you can feel the tiniest flicker of this truth. You deserve a life that feels like more than just surviving. You deserve a life where you get to remember over and over again, I am and always have been enough.